Okay, my thoughts regarding Lee Selby versus Joel Brunker, first final eliminated for a version of the featherweight championship of the world. Now, I don't have real much interest in this fight, if I'm just being really honest with you. But I'm doing this because a few people asked my opinion on the fight, so I'm going to give it to you. See, first of all, Lee Selby is a good fighter. I'll give him that. He's a good fighter. He's got a crowd-pleasing style. He's got a bit of personality about him, and I think with Lee Selby, a lot of people want to know whether he's the real McCoy or not. I know he suffered a loss in his career early. He's come back from that, and he's compiled a nice little record. He's got good skills, decent hand speed, has a style which is make you miss and make you pay. On the occasion when he's pulling straight back from punches, he does tend to get tagged with punches, but when he does make you miss, it does look good. So it's entertaining at that point, and he really is a man that believes in his own talent. Joel Brunker has a good amateur pedigree, the Aussie, and I have to be honest, and this is no disrespect to Joel Brunker, when I did see him live, I remember once watching him on an American telecast, and I think that was a fight he actually had in New York, and he just looked average, to be honest. I don't know why that was that night. Maybe he was having an off night, I don't know, but he looked average against a guy who was fairly average. He didn't look great, didn't look that spectacular. He was, from what I remember the fight, afterwards the Sky commentary team were slamming him and saying that, he needs to tighten up his defense, blah 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 blah. He's aggressive but just hasn't got just one dimension, can only do one thing. What I do see of Brunker, and what I do notice about Brunker, is that he throws good body shots. He throws a wicked left to right hand combination to the body. Seems to move in straight lines, and I think this fight is a bit of an illusion. I'm not quite sure how this is a final eliminator. I don't know how Selby's got himself into being a final eliminator, because looking at Selby's record and looking at Brunker's record, if I'm right, have they fought anybody in the top 10 of any real quality or note? I mean, I don't see any real international names on there. Brunker for sure hasn't done that. If you look at Brunker's record, I think Selby's his best opponent. And for Selby, I guess Selby's best opponent, really, in name would have been Rendon Munroe, because what Rendon Munroe did. So, when you take all those things into consideration, and plus the fact, for me, it looks all in Selby's favour. I say this because Selby's the home fighter. I was watching an interview with Seconds Out, I believe, and in the interview with Seconds Out, Joel Brunker said he arrived, I think, a week beforehand, before the actual fight date. And that's crazy. Well, what time do you have to acclimatise? What time do you have to prepare properly? I mean, I've travelled over to Australia, right? That's a long flight first to get there, and then they're 12 hours ahead another day. So now, say it's 11 o'clock now, it's probably 11 o'clock at night where they are. So you've got a whole time zone difference and shift, and I don't know, that for sure will have an effect on Brunker for sure, because you're talking about time zone differences there. You're not turning up to another country and there's an hour difference or 2 hours difference. There's almost 12 hours difference. So that's going to be a huge impact on the fight, I believe, for Brunker. That would affect probably timing and balance and putting shots together. And those are issues automatically for me I would look at. And probably the second half of the fight, those things may become a problem as well. Especially against a mover like somebody like Selby, you need to be able to get him against the ropes and nail him. It makes for a good fight because Brunker is a come forward style fighter, and he'll be looking to put Selby on the back foot and use body shots. Selby and Brunker have sparred beforehand, but sparring doesn't really mean anything in a big fight. I have to put my money somewhere. If I had to put my money in somewhere, Selby's the home fighter. Both guys are they're good fighters, I think, but I don't see any of them, either Brunker nor Selby at this point. I know Brunker's been away a while. He's been inactive, and that could be another factor as well. To me, the fight looks an illusion. I believe that Selby wins this fight because all those factors. Having said that, if there's going to be a knockout in this fight, I would go with Brunker for the knockout. I think if it's a long, drawn-out fight, I'm going with Selby. And if there's a knockout in this fight, I'm going with Brunker. Brunker is the more heavy-handed at the two fighters, and Selby doesn't knock a lot of people out. And the Rendell Monroe fight, yeah, he did look impressive there, but Rendell Monroe was shot to pieces. So for me, I think, again, the fight's an illusion. I think Selby should win this fight with everything in his favour. And if he can't win this fight, then the fight's in his favour. But if you look at the background of both fighters, I would say that Brunker's got a better amateur pedigree. Now, is that going to help in a fight? That's only going to help in a fight if you can put those skills to the test and actually use them, and put the guy in a position where you can throw your punches and do what you need to do. So I may have slightly contradicted myself in this one, but I think if the fight's early, if the fight's going to end early, I'm going with Brunker. I'm going by Brunker early, KO, and Selby points. That's where I'm going for this fight. I don't have that much interest in the fight, to be honest, but like I said, I'm doing it because I got asked on my YouTube channel to do it. So I think it was Cardiff Boy that asked me to do it. So Cardiff Boy, I've done the video on Joel Brunker versus Lee Selby. Again, I'm not excited about it. One of the things with Sky is they like to hype their fighters up a lot. They like to, this guy's world class, that guy's world class. I've said it so many times, and they're not. Sky Sports Boxing have their own version of what world class is. And for the casual fan, every fighter that wins a fight on Sky is world class or potentially world class. So I think Selby's a good fighter. I wouldn't go as far as saying he's world class. So those are my thoughts. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments. I'm out.